And we have Malo. I said it right. Malo.
Malo, yes.
Malo. Right, I've said it right. From Cân Bardd. Yeah. And you'll know them as the atmospheric black metal titans of Switzerland.
Hola. Titans, I don't think so, but we're doing our tiny path on the atmospheric journey, you know?
Yeah. But you guys were, so are you based in Geneva?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In the canton of Geneva.
Right.
In the French part of Switzerland.
Cool. And you guys were founded in 2016, which is crazy.
Yeah, it was in 2016, and we started by just writing some songs. I was just doing it alone because I had my other project called Cataract, and I was writing a lot of music for them as a folk metal band. Right. And I just wanted to I discovered Sir, so I just Sir. Did I pronounce it well?
I don't.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I think so. But basically,
Sir?
When I decided to call the project that, it was just kind of out of, I liked how it looked. Like I could see the logo. How it was going to look.
Oh yeah.
And I just liked the meaning. Obviously, free, but
yeah,
I don't speak Gaelic, and I don't want to piss off any Gaelic speakers out there. So,
yeah.
As far as I know, it's Sur. But
yeah. That's a bit the same with Cân Bardd as it's in Welsh, and we always ask us why do we have a Welsh name, as we are from Switzerland and we're speaking French, but it has a kind of Celtic vibe that I wanted to add to the project, as it has a lot of Celtic and folk influences, European folk influences, and I wanted it to transcribe from the name of the band, and maybe that if I started this band again today, maybe that I could consider to have a French name or something like that, because as we are speaking French and we are some song in French in the first albums and in the next album, but for now we are very happy with Cân Bardd and the meaning and how it sounds. So yeah, and we started in, like you said, 2016, and just me in my bedroom, like writing some songs.
Sounds familiar.
Because yeah, exactly. I think that it's all the one man band projects started like this.
Yeah.
Like all on in the bedroom, because we were pissed off the other band members from our other projects.
Yeah.
And they were like, we were passing like 7 hours to do just one riff or a demo, and all the band members were like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Just throw it away.
That's exactly why I kind of started doing one, like just a project, because like in previous bands, I've always said in interviews, they'll always ask, why do you just do it yourself? And I'm just like, cause I can't be arsed with people like taking 5 days to decide if a riff's good enough to be in an album, when I could just do everything myself, and I'd be like, cool, I'm happy with that. Do you know?
Yeah, and the worst part is that it works, you know. So when you finish your demo, you're fucking happy with it, and just one guy is like, I don't like the end, and that's all. And you're like, okay, just, and what I am supposed to do?
Well, you've also got Dylan Watson, who is an incredible drummer.
Oh yeah,
and he's playing in the new album as well. Oh, I nearly let the title go there. I was about to say the title, and I was like, "Whoa! If I said that, I'd get into trouble." But yeah, he's such a cool guy, and he's such an amazing drummer. How did you guys meet?
So we had this other project called Cataract, where we're playing folk metal, and we had another drummer, but he went to the Swiss army. We in Switzerland we have an obligation to do like 9 months. No, it's like 7 months of army, and you have to go there. And so our drummer had to go to the army, and we had some gigs during this time, and all the band members knew Dylan very well because they already played with him in another projects. So they asked him to just replace the drummer during these months. So he said yes, and we met there, and we had a really great contact, and he was very cool, very a strong drummer. He was very fast, and it was pretty difficult because I was writing some stuff for the band, and the old drummer just couldn't do this kind of stuff because it was too fast for him or just too difficult.
Okay.
But when Dylan arrived in the band, he was like, it's okay, I can do it. So all the stuff that we couldn't do with the other drummer, with Dylan it was super easy and very super fun. So after that, we all agreed that Dylan should stay in the band. So we arranged with the old drummer who became a guitar player, and then it went on, and we played together with that band. And when I started to think about Cân Bardd a bit more seriously, I just asked him to play the drum on the band because he was my friend and a really good drummer. So I asked him, and he said yes directly. He was very happy to be part of the project.
Happy. He's always happy.
Yeah, that's the cool thing with Dylan. You know, he's always happy. He always smile, and so even when he's playing the drum at the studio or live, he's always happy and just sharing the good vibe. And I think that's it's a really good plus for the band, for the project, because when we play live, everyone is just saying, that drummer just is so happy, he's smiling all the show, and it just has so much positivity and happiness to people. So
playing black metal with a big grin on his face.
yeah, that's a good contrast. You know, black metal is always very serious.
Yeah.
And we played a few weeks back. We played Forest Fest, and all the bands was really serious, all with the corpse paint and all the stuff. And we arrived. We just played our show. Our little atmospheric black metal show, and Dylan was smiling, everyone was just happy, and that's just what we want to do. We want to share our atmosphere and all the feelings we throw in our musics, and just some positive and good vibes.
Yeah,
so,
I think that you guys are more like, I can never imagine you guys going on with corpse paint and being all evil, and also the themes, the themes of your albums as well. Like, it's quite like nature. It's a big theme, and it just doesn't suit those kind of bands to go on and be all evil. And there is definitely a place for those kind of bands, the evil, satanic kind of black metal bands. But yeah, actually, now that you've said it, I really want to see Dylan in corpse paint with his big smile.
I think he would be happier to wear a pink shorts than corpse paint, you know. Because with our old project called Cataract, we were wearing like Vikings paintings on the face.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's boring. Just let's go like this. Just without painting and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that if Dylan had to wear corpse paints, it would be like maybe a heart on the on the face or something like that, just to share his positivity.
Honestly, man, what a cool guy! Like, and his drumming's just shit hot. Like, see, obviously, the first time I actually met you guys was on tour in France. We did the mini tour. I think it was Lyon, Paris, and where else was it? Oh, Brittany.
It was Brittany with La Mézière. La Mézière in Brittany.
Yeah, that was exactly. That was a really, really fun tour as well. But I always remember we sat down to watch you guys, like you were sound checking, and we just looked at each other and we're like, holy shit, they're going to fucking blow us off the stage. Because Dylan's drumming and like just the atmosphere, we were like, fuck, we better be on our A game tonight.
We are so happy to have a good stage presence and just share what we are throwing in our album live, because when we started thinking about live shows, it was very difficult to know if we'll be able to achieve such an atmosphere and an ambience that we have in our albums, because I think that it's very difficult for an atmospheric black metal band to just have the same kind of spirit live
yes
than in CD.
Yeah, we were the kind of same. We were the same when when I decided to get a band together and play live. I wasn't too sure how it would work, and we kind of thought about having a keyboard player. Then we thought obviously we'll have a violin player, and we couldn't get anyone in the beginning, so we just kind of used like backing tracks. But obviously we met Lambert, and he was a great addition to the live setup and brings a lot of energy and atmosphere. But it's weird. There have been bands in the atmospheric black metal genre that I've really enjoyed on record, but when it comes to live, and sometimes I feel it kind of falls flat. So it's quite hard to it's quite hard to know if it's going to sound good live. But you guys are fucking awesome live. Like I've
Thank you
seen
so
you
much.
3 times. So
we played like five shows, and the other was shitty. Only the 3 we played together was perfect.
Listen, the more you play live, the more you're going to have shitty shows. We've had plenty of. I remember times when my in-ear monitors cut out, or my bass amp cuts out, or just crazy stuff. Like I always really vividly remember once playing the new material, and I wasn't very confident in playing it, and in my in-ear monitors they'd put up the I like to hear the kick drum to keep in time, but instead they put the snare higher than the kick drum, so I heard and I'm just like, holy shit, like turn it down. I was like, what a disaster, like, and I don't want to look like an absolute idiot turning around and being like, fill it down. But I did do that, so I did look like an idiot in the end. But
that's always the live experience. The first live we played, I was so stressed out. That was really I think I don't remember the show, because I was so afraid that it wouldn't sound as it was supposed to, and so I think it was I was like in a different I don't know, I just don't remember the live. And last show we played in Forest Fest in Switzerland, just a few weeks back. We played Une couronne de branche, the new song, and I was a bit stressed again, and I just forgot the lyrics. So I'm lucky that we have two guitarists who sings with me. So they just kept on singing, and it was perfect. So
what I find live is when you overthink.
Oh yeah.
Or you think too much about this section coming up, you always make a mistake, whether it's on guitar, whether it's lyrics, or what the next bit is on the song. You always mess up, because when you're on stage, you kind of get into this sort of trance, and you enjoy the music live, and you don't think about making mistakes. But when you do think about making a mistake, that's when you do.
Yeah, that's the thing is that when I go on stage, I'm just almost in an automatic mode, because as I wrote the song, I sing on the album and everything. I have everything in mind, and so when I go on stage, it's all automatic. The lyrics, all the singing part and stuff. And sometimes I'm just singing, and I think about something, and everything just fall off.
Yeah.
And and that's what happened in Forest Fest. And I was like, I just don't remember the lyrics. Yeah. So I just stopped singing, and Matt just sang the lyrics and finished what I didn't do. So I'm lucky to have very great musician with me, and I'm very happy with the live members we have now.
But at least you have Dylan. At least you have Dylan in the background keeping you all
tight. Yeah, that's cool to have like a drum machine in the samples. You know,
that's like Brian. Brian's a drum machine.
Yeah,
it's the same. It's crazy.
Yeah, I saw you more than 3 times. I saw you maybe 5 or 6 times, and it was always a very good experience. All very straight and very atmospheric, and I loved it.
Thank you. So you released your new music video for the upcoming album, which is called "Devoured by the Oak."
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know how to pronounce the song name.
The song name is Une couronne de branches, which means branches wreath.
Ah, okay.
Because we had all this concept for the album. I put a lot of efforts on the textures and the ambience and atmosphere for this album, because I wanted to do a mix between Nature Stays Silent and The Last Train, because I felt like maybe Nature Stays Silent had more melodies, more catchy melodies than The Last Train. And so I wanted to bring back those kind of folkish and atmospheric melodies. And otherwise, I wanted to focus on the atmosphere and textures and all the kind of things that we could like see and feel and breathe when we are in like a forest, like the moss on all the trees and the leaves. So I wanted to transcribe that on the theme, and Branches Breath was a perfect like imagery for that, because it's full of details and full of textures with the branches, with the moss on it, and everything who's living on it. So yeah, Une couronne de branches for the theme and the imagery, and I think that it fits pretty well with the band and all the atmosphere that we want to share.
Yes,
with the.
It's an amazing song. Like, I checked it out as soon as it was on the premiere. I checked it out and I was like, "Oh yeah, Jesus, it's so good."
Thank you.
What's the reactions been like then? The reactions, has it been mostly positive?
Yeah. We had very a lot of positive feedbacks and a lot of positive comments, and we are very grateful for everyone that's hear the song and checked on YouTube, because it's always very difficult to release something that big, and just to see the reactions and all the comments and this kind of stuff, as we are working on the album for maybe 2 years now. It was like the moment of how to say that, like the revelation. I don't know how to say that, but
no, it
was all those difficult months just finishing now with the release of the music video, and we work really hard, and we are very happy with all the imagery and the video.
No, it looks amazing. And I can't wait to hear the rest of the album. Wait, it's Northern Silence that's releasing it. What's the month?
12th November. November 12th.
12th of November. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I will put links in the description below in the YouTube video if you want to check it out and pre-order it, and there'll be a Bandcamp links and YouTube links and all that kind of stuff. So you should definitely check it out. I was actually going to ask you about what you've been up to during the pandemic. How have you been keeping busy?
Oh yeah,
obviously recording the album.
Yeah, exactly. Outside of music, I'm a tattoo artist. So I started tattooing maybe 2.5 years ago, and so I had my my little studio, and I was working there. And when the pandemic hit, I just had to stop my activity. So it was the perfect timing for me to just stop everything and focus on the new album, because I had already a few ideas written, but I had a very long time of blank page syndrome, so I couldn't write any music for maybe a year, and it was really difficult for me, as it's very important for me to write and to just throw my like I wouldn't say feeling, but all that is in my head into something. And so yeah, the first lockdown, I could just focus on the album. I wrote the longest song, the longest Cân Bardd song during the first lockdown, which is Devoured by the Hawk. We split it in two parts, because 17 minutes is maybe a bit long for for a song. Never. But we thought that it should be better for the listener to be able to listen each part separately, as they are pretty different. And yeah, I started to record and do everything for the album, and I finished it in December last year. So all the lockdowns just helped me focusing on the album, and otherwise I just kept on drawing and tattooing, as we only had maybe 3 months of strict lockdown, where we couldn't work.
Yeah.
And now, since November of last year, we are just free to work again, wearing a mask, all taking care of the pandemic, obviously.
I hope that things are getting back to normality, well, as close to normality as possible, because it's been a nightmare. Obviously, our tour with Borknagar was cancelled for the second time. Well, it's fully cancelled now, but it was delayed previously, and it's just gutting. It's gutting. It's just
we are so sad. We are so sad about that. It was so great for us. We were so happy to be able to go on tour with Borknagar, and obviously you guys. And the first time it was delayed, we were like, okay, it's okay. We can just focus on the new album.
Yeah.
Trying to release it before the tour, so we can promote it on the tour. So for us, it was maybe cool that it was postponed, but we did our best to finish the album. And now that we thought we went to hell and back just to finish the album in time.
Yeah,
it's just cancelled. So
I know.
we are so sad about it.
I kind of thought closer as it was coming up, I had a feeling this isn't going to happen. I was just thinking about, I saw all these tours getting cancelled left, right, and centre. I saw all these even festivals getting cancelled or delayed or having capacity limits and all that kind of stuff. Then there was the traveling, and obviously we were all going to go on a bus, a big bus with 3 different bands plus crew members, and I was like, "There's no way this is happening," and I'm really gutted that it couldn't, because it was such a great lineup, and it would have been amazing to share the stage with obviously you guys and Borknigger. But yeah, hopefully next year things start to get better and we can hopefully tour in the future together.
Yeah, it will be really fantastic, as I really think that both the bands, Sir and Cân Bardd, fit so well live together.
Yeah,
like we have the same kind of atmosphere, and just us starting the evening, and you guys,
and 2 crazy drummers.
Yeah, exactly. two drum machines.
2 drum machines.
So people can just enjoy the double bass and all that drum things. And but yeah, the problem is that now with all the pandemic, every countries has their own restrictions. So obviously we cannot tour in a situation like this, because if we start touring and one country like close the borders, and it just becomes so a shitty situation, and everything loses money. And I know that it was just impossible to make it happen this year, but it's a shame that it's just cancelled and not postponed like the first time. But
no. Do you
it's
guys,
not our decision.
Do you guys have any tours coming up, or is it just festivals?
Yeah, we only have a few festivals. We are in contact with a few festivals. We are already the Carninos announced.
That's an amazing
February.
festival.
Yeah, I really can't wait to play there. I follow them for a few years, and they always have killer lineup. And I know you played like 2 times there.
Yeah,
no?
we played in 20. Did we play in 2020 or was it 2019? I can't remember. I think it might have been 2020.
Yeah, just before the pandemic and the lockdown.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I remember.
That was crazy because I thought, well, I remember going in the plane for the start, and like everyone was like wearing masks, and I don't think we realized how serious it actually was at the time. So we were just like, we're not fucking wearing a mask. What's this? And then we arrived at the airport, and everyone's wearing masks, and we're like, shit, maybe we should have worn masks. But yeah, I remember going there, and it was just a really weird. It was a weird atmosphere in general in the airports, and not the festival. The festival was great, but I think people kind of knew in the back of their minds that things were never going to be the same.
Yeah.
And it was.
It would be maybe the last time they will see a band live.
Yeah, I think that was the second last gig we played. I think the last gig was another French gig. I can't actually remember the name of it now, but it was really cool. It was in like a theatre.
Oh yeah, the black speech, the black speech. Maybe no, they had to cancel the black speech.
In theatre, in theatre, I can't actually remember. I think that's the start of the festival name, but that was really awesome. But that's when it started to get really serious about the pandemic and all that kind of stuff, and that was it. I think a month later, everything was locked down, no traveling, and I was kind of hopefully by in a couple of months things will get back to normal and we can be in the road again, and we can be playing festivals. And it took 18 months until we could actually play a gig again. It's just insane. But
we were still young and innocent,
Yeah, I was just old and miserable still, so it's fine. But
No.
you'll love playing that festival. The first time was amazing, and the second time was amazing. It's such a cool festival.
Yeah, and all the decoration and all they have some artisan and all the things around the fest really looks like very cool things. So
they had
we
loads
can't
of
wait to
cool
be back.
food. They had loads of cool, like, I think it was like medieval sort of fair type thing, and they had like food, and I'm sure there was performers and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It was really, really cool, and it's a cool atmosphere all over, and really good beer, which I was happy with.
Yeah. I really can't wait to be there. I don't know if I'll drink a lot of beer, but I still try.
You drink a lot of tea. That's what you drink.
Yeah, I have my little tea, but I drink some beer when I'm out. When I'm out, so I don't drink my tea when I'm at the bar or something.
Why not?
Yeah, I could, but I like good beers too.
Yeah, well, you'll definitely get good beers at that festival. You'll definitely get good beers.
Yeah, so I have to check this out.
So you'll have to try them.
Yeah, we'll be there for both day. I think it's Friday and Saturday, or maybe Saturday and Sunday. I don't remember, but I know that we'll be there for the 2 days.
Yeah.
So the day we won't play, I'll be there to drink some beer and homemade alcohols.
Yeah, don't follow in our footsteps and drink your beer before you go on stage.
Yeah, I know that. I don't drink that much, so I just have to drink one beer to be a bit
relaxed.
Yeah, relaxed is a good word.
Yes.
I know you know your subject. Your subject.
About your influences. Which bands influenced you to create Cân Bardd and do the type of music you are currently doing?
Yeah. So as I already said, you guys were the first atmospheric black metal band that I heard, because I was at school, and I just wanted some music to work with, and I stumbled across Roots, and I never heard the band name, and I never heard about atmospheric black metal. And so I just listened to the album, and the first song of Roots is Roots, right?
Roots,
or not?
Very original.
Yeah, yeah, and the all the long intro and stuff, and I was like, damn, it's so good to create like such an atmosphere with. So I don't know. I was just really inspired, and really I loved it. So I tried to dig a bit more into the atmospheric black metal genre, and I stumbled across Elderwind, Sojourner, and what band did I? Caladan Brood, obviously, and all that stuff. I already knew summoning, of course, but I never went further than that. So yeah, all that bands really gave me the inspiration and the will to create my own music, to be able to make people like travel just listening to some music. Because when I heard that those albums for the first time, Roots, The Magic of Nature, all those albums where I just traveled just listening to the music. I wanted to do the same, to transport people into my world, or just the not my world, but the world that would create, because I gave them,
that is your world.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I thought. Like when I started, obviously when I started making music for Sir, was I thought I'm going to kind of create my own sort of. It's your own world. It basically is, and you want people to hear your ideas and your feelings and all that kind of stuff. It's hard to explain.
Exactly.
It's actually really hard to explain. Now that I think of it. because I hate when people interview me and they say, like, they ask me about the deep meaning behind stuff, and it's so hard to explain it because only you know inside.
Yeah, exactly. And I always try not to be too specific on the lyrics and the names and everything, so people just could create whatever they want, listening to the music or reading the lyrics and stuff. And I always have difficulties to explain when we ask what does this lyrics means, because I'm like, it's up to you. If you want to understand this from my text, then so it is. And I have my own understanding of what I write, because obviously especially on the first album, I wrote a lot about myself. But I'm even with that, I try to be the less specific possible, so people can just imagine whatever they want and do their own path into the music I give to them. And I think it's really important, especially in the atmospheric genre in general, as when they listen to this music, they want to travel and just get out of maybe the reality for a few minutes or hours or time. And
they can use their imagination.
Yeah, I'm trying my best.
Yeah, they can use their imagination to kind of escape to somewhere else for an hour, or in our case, a 15-hour album.
Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, this is what I want to give people with Cân Bardd, just a way to create something from themselves and just do their own world listening to our music.
I feel the same. I don't know about you, but I feel the same when I write music. That's kind of like the escape from modern life in the modern world. It's just your imagination, and you've got a blank canvas and you're painting all your ideas. And I always kind of like think of it as like an album's like a chapter to a book, maybe.
Yeah.
And every album's a different chapter, and it's got different characters, and it's got different stories, and that's how I kind of go into writing music. But usually, honestly, as I was saying, when people ask me in interviews, I just hate trying to explain it, because I feel you do get some bands that are sit and be like, yeah, the deep meaning of behind my music, and I hate the pretentiousness of it.
With a cup of tea.
Yes, with. But you know what I mean. It's very, very kind of hard to explain, and
it's very personal.
Yeah, it's very personal, and but it's amazing to know how far like you guys, your music has reached, like on YouTube, and playing at all these festivals and meeting so many fans, and it's just really cool to know you've helped
we are
people.
We are so grateful for everyone who listened to our music, and we met some fantastic people that helped us a lot. I'm thinking about Mike from Social Nerd, who helped us mastering the first album and just helping us reaching some people by because I'm really introvert, and I have a lot of difficulties going to people, talk to people and everything. And Mike just helped a lot for the start of the band, gave me a lot of advices, and it was really great to have him with me for the first part of Cân Bardd. He helped me being uploaded on the old channel Atmospheric Black Metal album, so that's when everything started, and where Northern Silence came to us to sign a contract and stuff. And then we had so much positive feedback, and we tried our best to release the best first album of possible. And obviously the sound wasn't very great, as I was the man behind all the records, and the mix and stuff isn't very good.
It's totally subjective though, whether you regard something as sounding good or sounding bad. Like, off the top of my head, I can think of early Dark Throne, which is just harsh, loud, not like, it's just complete noise, but I would never sound any better if it was mixed better. It's and obviously back then they didn't have, like, we've got computers and Cubase and whatever you use. It's a lot easier to record music, and they maybe didn't have the budget to record a really high quality album, but it's got the feel, it's got the feeling, it's got the atmosphere, it's got just that spirit to it. And I think, like, with your first album, you might think, well, I think that sounds really bad, but to other people, they might think that's just perfect the way it sounds. And I can't imagine it ever, if you like, we did remasters and remixed it, because I felt like that with Aura and Guardians, but a lot of people were like, I prefer the original one, because I'm so used to it, and I'm just like, okay, well, you've got two options now.
Well, you just have the you just have the habitude of the first sound, and I know that the first album, I wanted it to sound better, but that's what came out, because I'm bad, and I'm a bad sound engineer, and I did pretty much everything by myself except the mastering by Mike. And I recorded the drum, I recorded all the guitars, and did the mix, and that's why it doesn't sound that great. But I know that it has an atmosphere that isn't on the second album, that I really liked, and I think that's the kind of atmosphere that people liked about the album. So I tried to recreate this kind of atmosphere for the third one, but I don't know if we achieved, but we did our best for the album to be a bit more atmospheric, and with some ambiances and kind of foggy atmosphere, and that I really liked on the first album. And we did our best, and I hope that people will like it.
I think judging from the new track, as you said, it does sound like an improvement. If you're like taking, I don't know, if you took a more well produced metal track, it's getting closer to that, but not losing the atmosphere of the old albums. But as I said,
we did our best.
It's totally subjective whether you think something sounds good or not. Because I'm sure when you first heard like atmospheric black metal bands on YouTube or whatever, but obviously, did you used to listen to metal before, or was this the first metal you'd heard? Or
no, I used to listen a lot of. I started my metal career with some power metal, with Sonata Arctica and stuff. And then my brother was listening a lot of summoning and a bit of black metal, but I never went into this genre when I was younger. I was more into Sonata Arctica, and then I went into folk metal with Eluvati, Equilibrium, all that kind of Ensiferum, and all this kind of.
All of those bands are really well produced in terms of like modern metal sound. So I wanted to ask what your first thoughts were when you basically put on Aura or something like that, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
No, I was really in the mood, and when I first heard Roots, as I told you, I was like, man, this is so deep. Yeah, you have all these shitty sounds together, and it sounds great in the end, and it brings a fantastic feeling into the music, and I never felt this way before with all the power metal and well produced stuff. And like when you're singing, it's like a big war in the fog, and you're like, what the fuck? It's so far away, but it's so deep, and I really liked it from the beginning. You know, the first time I heard the album, I totally dig it, and I really wanted to know more about the genre, because it's not because it's less produced than the big albums and big bands, that it doesn't share some feelings, and it's not deep, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really loved it from the beginning. So that's when I started trying to find some albums and new bands. I was digging into the atmospheric black metal channel to find the best atmospheric black metal I could ever find, and that's where I stumbled across a lot of shitty bands, but also some awesome bands.
No, there's so many bands on these channels. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like
that's insane. You can just you can find a very cool band with a lot of cool ideas and stuff, and you can just find like 10 bands that is the same and just doing all the same stuff. And I think it's cool that everything can produce their music, but not everyone can just have a personality and share what they want to share. And that's I guess that's it's very personal, and everyone can find something they like in everything. But yeah, to me it's very important that the music just share an emotion with me. And I have and in the atmospheric black metal channel, there was a lot of bands that I felt anything. I felt anything. Sorry, and just a few bands that really catched my attention, and I was like, dude, that's awesome. I want to do this.
Well, you've got your third. This is your third album, isn't it?
Yeah.
Third. Yeah. So
yes,
third album, and yeah, it's pretty cool that you heard like Roots and all these other bands and decided to do your own thing. It's really cool to hear that.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess you can remember the first show you played in France. It was in Chambéry, because the Ragnarok festival got cancelled because they went out with the money and stuff. And you were there, and I just started writing my music for Cân Bardd. And I remember you were signing the albums and stuff, and I came to you, and I was like, yeah, you just gave me the inspiration to start my atmospheric black metal project and stuff. I'm sure in your head it was like, another just shitty band that will be on the on YouTube.
I remember it very well, because you guys gave me a jewel case CD, and you wanted me to sign inside the jewel case CD, and I could barely open it. Like, I was like, how the fuck do you open this? And you two were like just pissing yourself laughing. So I clearly remember.
Oh yeah, you remember it better than me, you know.
And also at that gig, Lambert was in the crowd. Our violin player Lambert was in the crowd at that gig, which was funny. And there's like a photo at the end of that show, and on stage, and the crowd in the back, and he's in the middle, just like, hey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That gig was that gig was it was really cool to meet so many people. It was so packed as well. It was a tiny venue.
Yeah.
But
it was so warm.
Oh, I was like up there with the top maybe 5 places that we've played, and it was like warm, really warm.
Yeah,
like it was.
We were all sweating and stuff.
It was not nice. It was not nice.
But it was nice for us.
Yeah,
because we had a great gig. So
Oh yes, I was going to ask. Do you have any favorite shows that you remember playing?
Sorry?
Do you have any like favorite shows and memories of like when you've been playing festivals or tour? What was your favorite?
My favorites. I think the most impactful for us for me as personally, and I think as a band was that tour with Sir, as Joe just how to say that, he was confident for us to play for with you, and it mean a lot for us, just something someone just how to say that. I'll just take a look, because
Joe is the manager of the band,
yeah,
and also
and
a booking agent. I thought, does he book? No, he's not your booking agent.
yeah, he is now.
He is
Yeah,
now, right? Okay.
yeah, we working with him
and
now.
he was always like, right, we need to get this band Cân Bardd on the tour, and I'm like, oh shit, that's those guys that gave me the jewel case and I couldn't open it to sign
it. Exactly.
I remember
And yeah,
I remember meeting you guys at the airport, and I knew it was you guys, but I recognised you just from that gig, and
yeah.
the first French gig. So that was quite cool. But we had a good laugh, and you were saying earlier on that um you couldn't understand Brian, our drummer. He was just so
Yeah.
Scottish sounding, and he just doesn't take a breath when he talks.
Exactly. We all speak English in the band, because we in Switzerland we have a good school, and we learn well English.
We don't have any good schools in Scotland, so that's
so yeah, that's maybe why that we can understand you when we speak with your Scottish accent.
I like when I'm playing abroad, I'll deliberately try and slow down and be a bit more clearer. Like obviously,
Yeah.
if I'm with like a bunch of Scottish people, I just talk fast and
Yeah,
But
and
Brian doesn't understand the concept of slowing down or speaking like slowly.
yeah, we were very grateful when you were speaking to us to speak slower, and so we can try to understand what you say.
Because it was like I don't know, you guys were talking about something, and then he would butt in and he'd be like, I can like hey, and then you done like, and that's probably what it sounds to you guys. You're like, what the fuck is he saying? Like,
yeah, we have to concentrate so much to try to understand what you say, and it use 100% of our brain to try to understand each word, and or just understand the sentence, or just what he's talking about.
That's exactly every time I meet Brian. That's what happens to me as well. I have to process it through my brain.
Yeah. So, imagine if even Scottish couldn't understand what you say.
Honestly, that's probably true. That's probably true. But
yeah, but we were talking about the positive memories, and yeah, just Joe trusting the band and the project to open for Sir. It was very very positive to us, and the first gig in Paris. It was the first gig with this lineup, because the first gig we did in Geneva was with my brother and a friend of mine, and it went well, but they just couldn't tour or really really go with the band or the project.
yeah.
So if we had a bigger tour or thing like that, they just couldn't follow us. So we did another lineup with two friends, and they are so motivated and very very trustful, and they do a lot of work just to be perfect live. They took lessons and stuff to be the best players possible, and they both sing, so that's perfect, as we have a lot of voices in Cân Bardd, and we always have like 3 or 4 voices at the same time. So at least we can do 3 live, and I think that it's rending pretty well. And
I can believe
so
how,
it was.
I can believe how tight and epic and it just sounded amazing. Like it sounded. I always remember Paris soundcheck and you guys played, and as I said previously, we all looked at each other and we were like, "Holy shit, they sound fucking good!" Like, not that we were expecting anything less, but I think we were a bit like blown away as well. We were like, "Wow!" Like, because we'd been listening to you guys on the plane journey over, because obviously we were like, right, we'll get. But like I've heard your first album. Second album I didn't listen to. I'd heard it on YouTube, but I hadn't listened to it properly, and I just sat in the plane, so I was kind of familiar with the songs, and we were all just sitting listening to it, and we're like, "That's fucking great stuff." And then we arrived, and you guys setting up and playing live, and we're just like, we actually went to Brian. We says, "Brian, you better play good tonight, or you're going to be showing up."
Yeah, well, you have to play well when you have Dylan in the first part.
I think it's impossible to play badly with Dylan, to be honest.
Yeah. Even when he plays bad, we're like, dude, you were like a machine. Stop talking about
it. I imagine he's the type of person that would like miss a crash hit, and he'd just be like, "Oh no, it was just the most awful gig ever. I missed one crash hit."
And he's kind of guy who break the cymbals and all the overhead.
Yeah.
So
no, but
he just hits too hard, and he breaks everything in 2 seconds. All his sticks, his drumsticks are broken. Like when we go to the rehearsal room, there is all the broken sticks on the ground. Yeah, this first live at Paris was a lot of pressure, obviously for us, but for the live member, as it was the first live for them, and the second for Dylan and I with Cân Bardd, and I think that everything went pretty well, and we were all so happy with the feedbacks and stuff, and we really worked hard to for everything to be perfect and the best possible. So everyone is happy, you know, the people coming here, you guys obviously, and all the organization, and yeah, it was a very cool. It's really cool to remember all those lives, those three gigs we did together, and the last one in Lyon, where when Lambert came to play with us. It was so cool, and we were all so happy, and just sharing all the feelings and all the positivity we want to share. So yeah, for us, it's a fantastic professional experience, but personal wise, it was really cool as well for us.
I was actually going to ask you about the artwork and how it came about, and who, I don't know who did it. So
yeah, this is Michael Hunt. He's German, and I was looking for a real painter, as I really wanted an oil painting for this album, because we wanted this for the last one, but it was too expensive, so we went with someone we already work with for the last train. And I really wanted an oil painting for this one, because you have so much textures and an atmosphere that I think you can't have with a digital one, or it's very difficult to achieve, at least. So I searched for a few weeks, and I stumbled across his work in, I think it was ArtStation. It's like a website where a lot of artists are just sharing their work, and I stumbled across his paintings, and I was like, damn, he's doing a lot of romantic paintings from Bierstadt, and all this master of painting in the 19th century. And I really wanted him to work with us, so I contacted him, and I was really afraid that it would be too expensive for us, because an oil painting is usually pretty expensive. But he answered, and he was really excited to work with us, and he even told us that he knew us because he heard our first album on YouTube. So it was a very
cool.
good surprise. Yeah, we were like, that's so cool. The artist we want to work with just know the band, and that's very cool. So he can it's different than if someone don't know what we are doing and just follow our instructions and stuff. But there he knows us, and he can understand what kind of atmosphere we want to share. So I sent him the demos, and I knew that I wanted something very Sylvan ambience with in a forest, because I worked a lot on the kind of spring forest side of the atmosphere with Devoured by the Oak, and like a travel into a spring forest, a dark spring forest. So I gave him the instructions. It was like just a few ideas of forest, a spring forest with a big oak and a light in the background. Like we don't know what kind of light it is, because it's not the sun, but it's not a fire. So it's kind of up to the imagination of people who's looking at it. And so yeah, it took maybe 4 or 5 months to do it, and we were just blown away by the work he did. It's so detailed, and it's absolutely beautiful, and we are so happy to work with him. And yeah, he sends me the painting. We can see them.
So that's the original.
But yeah, this is the original.
Awesome.
And I'm very proud of it. And we have the both paintings. So this is the cover painting, and this is the inside. It will be inside the digipack, and maybe we'll use it a bit more after this.
It really fits the atmosphere of the track you've released. At least it really fits the atmosphere, and
yeah.
And I'm guessing the rest of the album's quite similar.
Yeah, it's a bit similar. It has some contrast. It's not always the same, as I hate doing the same stuff again and again. I always try to innovate, even if it's just a little bit. But yeah, I focused on the springish forest kind of atmosphere, and with the end of the album, with Autumn Shore, it's like the beginning of the autumn. Even if I didn't do the summer, but I went from spring to autumn.
Yeah,
but
you just skipped that one.
Yeah, I'm ginger, so I hate summer. I'm burning when
I'm Scottish.
there is too much.
I hate the sun as well, so it's fine.
Yeah, so we can understand each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's we are really happy with that, and we did some new things as well. We tried we worked with a Swedish singer for the last song. I don't know if it's pronounced well, but it's Blomsterkransen. I'll have it. And yeah, I wanted to. I took a theme of Une couronne de branches, and I just did it in acoustic, and did a whole song with it in acoustic. Cool. And I wanted it to be in Scandinavian language, as I always thought that it's a language that is really calming and has a good atmosphere to it. So I searched for a long time for a singer that could be able to sing, write some lyrics in Swedish, and to just perform for the song. And we found someone just incredible, and she did a fantastic job. So that's the first time in Cân Bardd history that there is another singer than me
That's awesome.
I
can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, it's kind of I'm really happy with it, and I hope that people will like it. I think it closes the album very well, as it's the last song is really powerful. So we have the last song in acoustic and just relaxing, and just maybe it gives the will to start the album again.
Yeah.
So I hope that people will enjoy it as much as I do, because I'm really proud of what she did with all the lyrics and the singing parts.
That sounds amazing. I'm really looking forward to hearing that, and especially you said that was the outro. Well, the outro song, the last song.
The outro song, yeah.
That sounds like it'll be a really awesome kind of way to end the album. And as you said, hopefully makes people want to put it back on from the start and listen to it throughout to the end again.
Yeah, the album is a bit longer than The Last Train, but a bit shorter than Nature Stays Silent. It's 58 minutes of music, and there is a lot of contrast between the ambience parts and the blasting parts. Like the intro of the album is a 5-minute track, only orchestral stuff. So it's really throw you into the atmosphere. You just if you enter the atmosphere with the first the intro, I think that you will have a very great time for the rest of the album, as I think it's a great introduction of the atmosphere we wanted to share with this album. But maybe that it won't please to everyone. I hesitated a lot to put it. Yeah, exactly. I hesitated a lot but just doing this intro. I was thinking like, yeah, it's 5 minutes of full orchestration, very slow, very deep, but full of textures and details. But I was thinking that maybe people won't like it, but I just said screw it, and I'm just doing what I want and what I like, and that's always it's pretty difficult to deal with all the feedbacks and just thinking about myself and not people that will listen to the music. So I always try to do it for me, because it was the case for the first albums, and I want to keep it that way, and just not thinking about people and just doing my stuff for me. And after, if people likes it, it's perfect, and if not, then that's sad.
That's exactly like my view of writing music. It's as long as I'm happy with the output, that's all that matters. Listen, I will let you go now.
Thank you for having me.
It's been great, and I'm looking forward to hearing the new album, and I will put all the links in the description below, the Bandcamp, the pre-order links, and all that kind of stuff. If you want to go and check that out, get a nice slab of Swiss atmospheric black metal from the land of chocolate and cheese.
Exactly. Chocolate Swiss atmospheric black metal band.
You heard it here first. But Malo, it was great speaking to you, and I will catch you soon.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.